Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. It is day 32 of reading the Bible in a year, and I've got 3 readings to do today. I've got a psalm to do in the middle, yes. So let's start with my Exodus reading, and I'm getting towards the end of Exodus. Oh no. All right, ready? Sabbath regulations. Then Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together and said to them, These are the words which the Lord has commanded you to do. Work shall be done for 6 days, but on the 7th day shall be a holy day for you, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whoever does any work on it shall be put to death. And you shall kindle no fire throughout your dwellings on the Sabbath day. Offerings to the tabernacle. And Moses spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord commanded, saying, Take from among you an offering to the Lord. Whoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it as an offering to the Lord, gold, silver, and bronze, blue and purple and scarlet thread, fine linen and goat's hair, ram skins dyed red, badger skins and acacia wood, oil for the light and spices for the anointing oil and for the sweet incense, onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. Articles of the tabernacle. All who are gifted artisans among you shall come and make all that the Lord has commanded. The tabernacle, its tent, its covering, its clasps, its boards, its bars, its pillars and its sockets, the ark and its poles, with the mercy seat and the veil of the covering, the table and its poles, and all its utensils, and the showbread. Also the lampstand for the light, its utensils, its lamps, and the oil for the light, the incense altar, its poles, the anointing oil, the sweet incense, and the screen for the door at the entrance of the tabernacle. The altar of burnt offering with its bronze grating, its poles, all its utensils, and the laver and its base. Lava? The hangings of the court, its pillars, their sockets, and screen for the gate of the court. The pegs of the tabernacle, the pegs of the court, and their cords. The garments of ministry, for ministering in the holy place, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments for his sons to minister as priests. The tabernacle offerings presented. And all the congregation of the children of Israel departed from the presence of Moses. Then everyone came whose heart was stirred, and everyone whose spirit was willing, and they brought the Lord's offering for the work of the tabernacle of meeting, for all its service, and for the holy garments. They came, both men and women, as many as had a willing heart, and brought earrings and nose rings, rings and necklaces, all jewellery of gold, that is, every man who made an offering to the Lord of gold to the Lord. And every man with whom was found blue, purple, and scarlet thread, fine linen, and goats' hairs, red skins, and of rams, and badger skins brought them. Everyone who offered an offering of silver or bronze brought the Lord's offering, and everyone with whom was found acacia wood for any work of the service brought it. All the women who were gifted artisans spun yarn with their hands, and brought what they had spun, of blue, purple, and scarlet, and fine linen. And all the women whose hearts stirred with wisdom spun yarn of goat's hair. The rulers brought onyx stones, and the stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate, and spices and oil for the light, and the anointing oil for the sweet incense. The children of Israel brought a freewill offering to the Lord. All the men and women whose hearts were willing to bring material for all kinds of work which the Lord by the hand of Moses had commanded to be done. the artisans called by God. And Moses said to the children of Israel, See, the Lord has called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and he has filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom and understanding, in knowledge and all manner of workmanship, to design artistic works, to work in gold and silver and bronze, in cutting jewels for setting, in carving wood, and to work all manner of artistic workmanship. And he has put his heart to the ability to teach. In him Aholiab, the son of Ahishamach, the tribe of Dan, he has filled them with skill to do all work of the engraver and the designer of the tapestry maker, in purple, blue, and scarlet thread, and fine linen of the weaver, and those who do every work, and those who design artistic works. And Bezalel and Aholiab, and every gifted artisan in whom the God has put wisdom and understanding to know how to do all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, shall do according to all that the Lord has commanded. Is that... Yeah, they're doing all of the stuff that that Moses had been commanded to give. So all of the descriptions of the tabernacle and the stuff inside the tabernacle that was described earlier is now being made. Oh my word. The people give more than enough. Then Moses called Bezalel and Aholiab and every gifted artisan in whose heart the Lord had put wisdom, everyone whose heart was stirred to come and do the work. And they received from Moses all the offering which the children of Israel had brought for the work of the service of making of the sanctuary. They continued bringing to him free will offerings every morning. Then all the craftsmen who were doing all the work of the sanctuary came, each from the work that he was doing. And they spoke to Moses, saying, The people bring much more than enough for the service of the work which the Lord has commanded us to do so. So Moses gave a commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, Let neither man nor woman do any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. And the people were restrained from bringing, for the material they had was sufficient for all the work to be done, indeed too much. Oh. And I said a few days of reading ago that it must have been a lot of stuff for it to be even thought of being made. So I don't know where they got them from, apart from Egypt. Alright. Building the tabernacle. Then all the gifted artisans among them who worked on the tabernacle made 10 curtains of woven fine linen, and of blue, purple, and scarlet thread, with artistic designs of cherubim they made them. And it's describing the making of the building of the tabernacle, which we've already read. So it's saying how big they're supposed to be. This is lots of repeating of what we've already read a few reading days ago. All right. Making the ark of the testimony. Then Bezalel made the ark of acacia wood. 2.5 cubits was its length, 1.5 cubits its width, and 1.5 cubits its height. He overlaid it with pure gold inside and outside, and made a moulding of gold all around it. And it's saying exactly what was described earlier, as well as making the table for the showbread. With all the gold rings around its frame. Making the gold lampstand. That is exactly the same words, just instead of saying that they will make it, it says that they had made it. And making the altar of incense. He made the incense altar of acacia wood. Its length was 1 cubit and its width was 1 cubit. It was square, and 2 cubits was its height. Its horns were of one piece with it. And he overlaid it with pure gold, its top, its sides, all around, and its horns. He also made for it a moulding of gold all around it. He made 2 rings of gold for under its moulding by its 2 corners on both sides, as holders for the poles which to bear it. And he made the poles of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold. There's so much gold involved in all this. Acacia wood being the base of it, and then just covering it in gold. That's a lot. Making the anointing oil and the incense. Bezalel also made the holy anointing oil and the pure incense of sweet spices according to the work of the perfumer. Yeah, that's the first reading. Describing exactly how they're going to be made several chapters ago. And then describing the making of them in the same way doesn't really make sense unless there's something that's missing from the English translation of it. I don't know. There could be something missing from the English translation that is in the original Hebrew, but I don't know. Anyway, that is the first reading, and I've got Psalm 26 to read next. So I'll see you then.